had this been the other way around and there had been a couple of black folks on the boat, that wouldn't have happened because black people would have moved the goddamn boat. That's the problem. Y'all can't think.
What is going on, you guys, and welcome back again on another episode. How are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are doing good, and if you're just joining for the very first time, welcome on the channel. Thank you all so much for your constant support. I see them and I appreciate them. In today's video, I want us to talk about the incident that happened in Alabama, the Montgomery situation, the Montgomery fight, the riverboat rumble. There has been so many nicknames given to this situation. If you have been on TikTok, I know you have already had the laugh of your life because people were making so much jokes from this situation. It was just a situation of a black man, the guard on duty, telling this, rice-colored people to move, that a bigger boat was coming to dock. This guard, this black man, used every fiber in him to explain to them that they have to move their boat because a bigger boat was coming to dock. They refused to listen. They were going back and forth. There were so many black people on site as well, so it wasn't just this man that was going back and forth. One thing led to another, and they just started eating this black man. Other black men on site decided to take matters into their hands because they were not about to watch another of their brother, uncle, dad get beaten and get humiliated by these rice-colored people. They stood up for this man and they fought the rice-colored people, and now some of them are coming online to come and act like the victim because they are always blaming it on black people. So they are always telling black people to be the bigger person in the situation when they are actually the victim. This man decided to drop his own hot take about this entire situation. If you have not watched the video, I am going to put a link to an Instagram page that posted the entire thing in the description just for you to watch the entire video so you can know who is at fault. Just from that clip, you can tell who is at fault. And shout out to the 16-year-old guy who literally jumped into that water and change the narrative that black people does not know how to swim. This white guy decided to come online to drop a very good hot take for black people, and the reason why he felt like it was so wrong that black people were jubilating after the fight. I am going to post the video he posted on TikTok because this video has been getting him dragged. He said a lot of things and a bunch of nothing as well, but let's check out this video so we all can talk about it.
Alright, all morning, the only conversation and the only videos I've seen on the feed all morning are this whole thing with the Montgomery brawl. And here's my thoughts on this. Had this had happened, flip the script for a second. Had it been a couple of black guys on that boat and a black guy assault a white security guard, and then a bunch of white folks came to save the day and beat the shit out of a couple of black folks, including women. I mean, that woman got fucking schwacked with a fucking lawn chair, with a chair. I mean, just the whole thing was ridiculous. But just switch it for a second. Had it been the other way around, you wouldn't see all these white folks across the internet celebrating it. Like, yeah, they deserved it. Yeah, we stuck together. This is what we got to do. No. The whole thing is wrong. The whole thing is fucked up because you guys are celebrating this. It was wrong. Had they had just stopped the altercation and it been at that, then that would have been handled like adults, like mature adults. But instead, y'all continue to beat the fuck out of these middle-aged to older people. There was a couple of younger guys there, but two of those ladies getting smacked by chairs? Come on, man. In what situation is that right? In what fucking world are we going to celebrate that? Because I'm telling you right now, if it had been a bunch of white folks fucking beating the shit out of a couple of black kids out there, and hitting an old black lady with a fucking chair across the head while she was laying down, not fighting, this would be an entirely different story. Whole different situation. So you guys are celebrating, jumping on these people, but really, you all should be embarrassed. And everybody who's making videos to fucking take up for the whole thing, you're ridiculous. You're all wrong. Here's another good one. I'm going to respond to all of these because I feel like you guys need to kind of have a better perspective. Keep your mouth shut. Racists got what they deserved, period. You sound racist with this take. No, I don't sound racist with this take. I sound logical because I look at the facts. I've watched all the videos. I'll say again, those folks that started this altercation with that bodyguard were in the wrong. Okay? No doubt about it. But for you to throw out, oh, racists got what they deserve, at what point in any of the fucking footage did it become apparent that they were racist? that their intent was racist. They were all drunk adults. Somebody, that bodyguard, may have disrespected him and how he asked him to move the boat, may not. I don't know. But I'm going to tell you right now, that started a fight, and then it brought in a bunch of other things that started a brawl, and people got hurt, and it was immature, and it was avoidable. That's all I'm trying to fucking say. Like, this is ridiculous. We shouldn't be acting like that.
If you have seen the original Riverboat Rumble, let me know what you think about this rice-colored guy's take on this situation. If you have seen the entire video, let me know in the comment section. Let's have this conversation in the comment section. It mentioned a lot of delusional take. It said the black men who had joined in the fight, to support their brothers, to support the guard, were not supposed to escalate the situation. They were supposed to act matured. It basically said the black men who joined the situation were not acting mature. When the guard, someone who has the authority to control the activities that was going on in that particular environment, was telling them to move, explaining to them the reason why they need to move, that a bigger boat was coming to dock, they decide not to listen. This man explained that the people on the other side were so tired, and they were even screaming and singing, "Move out of the way," because they were tired of this black man explaining to them the reason why they need to move. It is the fact that he didn't mention how deeply immature these rice-colored people are in that situation. This man has explained. He has done what he was supposed to do as the person in charge, as the guard. He told them to move. That's the most mature thing to ever do. And before you know it, these people already started eating him. So you expect the black people to join, to now start asking questions. Oh, why are you guys fighting? When another black uncle, father was already being humiliated. Another thing he did in this take was the fact that he blamed the entire thing on alcohol. They will always have an excuse to make themselves feel like the victim. But if he was a black person, the person will have been killed on the subway. It was their own person. They will ignore and say the person is having a mental health crisis. These people will always be delusional. This video went viral. When I saw the clip and I was seeing 381 likes and 9,000 comments, I knew immediately that it was over. People dragged him, but there were some texts that I need you guys to see. So let's see how few people reacted to this video. Let me roll the clip.
Everybody who's
I have been waiting for a white person's hot take. Oh, waiting. I was wondering why white folks are so quiet about this, because this is what a lot of them secretly think, but they're not ready for the heat. This man said, what if the tables were turned and black people were being abused by white people as white people cheered? Welcome to every day of the lives of black folks in the United States. So were you fighting for this shame when they were feeding black babies to alligators? Were you fighting people to feel bad when they were having picnics beneath the burned and disemboweled bodies of lynched black folks? Were you fighting for white shame when they were hosing down black people and sicking dogs on them for asking for equality? Were you clamoring for white people to take accountability and feel bad when they were killing members of SNCC and all types of activists? And when that doctor spit in the face of a dying Martin Luther King? Are you asking for shame then? Shut up.
flip the script for a second. Had there been a couple of black guys on that boat and
delete this. Delete this. Had this been the other way around and there had been a couple of black folks on the boat, that wouldn't have happened because black people would have moved the goddamn boat. That's the problem. Y'all can't think outside the box because y'all are blind to everybody else's crap. The other way around would have never happened. Black people would have been told to move the boat and they would have moved the boat. End of story. That would have been it. Roll the credits. But you talk about stop the altercation and let's talk about it like adults. Says the mediocre white man who can't even listen and read the comments. Everybody is telling you that you're wrong. But you're talking about stopping the altercation and listening to each other and acting like adults. Get the fuck out of here, bro. The other way around would not have existed. Today would have been a normal day on TikTok because these videos would not have existed. Shut up. Shut up. No one asked you for your lame ass, mediocre, seasonless take.
And
Nah, fuck that, because the script has already been flipped, because it's 2023, and historically speaking, the United States of America has already developed a culture where an angry mob of white men can engage a black person and cause them bodily harm and even or kill them, and nothing happens to the aggressor. It's 2023 and people were not going to stand by while an angry mob of white people engaged an elderly black man, one of which ran up to him with a running knee to the head, which could have killed him. But you want to highlight the aftermath of what happened when they ignited the fire. I see you. And you made this video as if it was going to bring some sort of resolve. Nah, we still laughing and celebrating.
point in any of the fucking footage did it become apparent that they were racist.
It became apparent as soon as those European Americans showed up. And now that we've laughed for 2 or 3 days, our European American friends and family are starting to feel the emotional and psychological weight of what really happened. As I have said since January, the apathy and impotency, the lack of response to the fascism and overt white supremacy public policies that we see happening as the current events of injustice in the United States of America is hurting the average European American individual personality. For too many of you, race, racism, and whiteness is an intellectual exercise. You feel safe and you don't want your sense of safety to be jeopardized in any way, shape, or form. And when you saw black people act as one, as a community, not as individuals, but as a community, and defend themselves, now there is dis-ease, tension happening in your nervous system. And because black people are not choosing to soothe you, we're celebrating this historic act of unity. You now feel some kind of way. Please deal with it, because moving forward, the psychological and emotional weight is only going to increase. You need to begin organizing. There's only 15 more months before the 2024 presidential election.
I totally agree with what this man saying. They feel safe and they do not want their sense of safety to be questioned, because they don't think that there's going to ever be a time where these people are going to come together and fight the people who are oppressing them. And it's just so funny because we can tell from what he was saying that it's just a very delusional person. But yeah, I am thinking, if the guard happens to be a white person, those white people questioning that black man, would they have been questioning the guard if he happens to be a white person? Would they have listened if the guard told them to move their boat, that another boat was coming to dock? You know, they have made it seem that black people are violent people. And if you look at all of this situation, a lot of times black people do not even start this violence. They have made it seem like black people are violent people. So automatically, whatever happens, black people are supposed to be blamed. And I think this is the card that this man is trying to pull in that video. That's the reason why he was saying the black men who stood up for that brother, that uncle, that guard, were not mature. Because why does black people have to be the one to act like a bigger person? Like, I'm still not getting the memo. If he had watched the entire video and saw what happened from the onset, I'm not sure he's going to be making such video, because every single person in the comment section were telling him how wrong he was, and he was still even trying to double down. And that was when he made the second video. He said something about what if the case was flipped. First of all, that statement to me sounds like somebody who has missed a lot of history class, or who haven't made any attempt to read or learn more about the history of their country. Because if the case was flipped, it has been flipped from the onset. Like, there was a woman who was selling, disguising like she was supporting George Floyd, selling the book at $8.17, the same minute and seconds that officer knelt on George Floyd's neck. And isn't that their own celebration? Their own celebration is always to the extreme. Black people are celebrating the unity. They are celebrating the fact that people are beginning to wake up, and our unity can do a lot more good to the community than harm. So why are you angry? Because you are scared. So now you know that there's a higher chance and higher possibility that if you move around or do anyhow, you are going to experience the riverboat rumble. And I think this man is like, is scared a little bit. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. He as well mentioned the woman who was beaten by a chair. At that point where everything was just upside down, why would you as a woman even jump into a fight that is going on between men? Do you think they will be able to see gender in that situation? Everybody's blood was hot. Nobody was seeing gender. So him blaming, the black man that was hitting the white woman with a chair, him blaming him and saying some sort of crap, it's not even making sense. As a woman, you had fought for even having to jump into a fight that you can see so many men involved in. Let me hear what you guys think about this situation in the comment section. When I tell you, this situation has made my timeline on TikTok very interesting. I have laughed so much, and I just love it for black people. I just love how black people always make situations very funny, and make a light out of a situation. We have seen so many stories of white mobs, terrorizing black people, killing black people. There are people who have lost their family members, fathers, uncles, brothers, sisters in the process, and him saying, what if the case was flipped? Now you are trying to feel what these people have been going through for hundreds of years, and you are now saying flipping the script. You need to sit down for more history class, brother. I would like to hear what you guys think about this situation in the comment section. Let us continue this conversation there. If you have not subscribed, permit me to beg you to please smash the subscribe button, and I am going to talk to you guys in the next one. Bye guys, and I love you all.